Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 9:20 in the evening right now. Today is um April 14th, 2025. So it's Monday and it's an excellent day just because something good and something that I would be proud of happened today. So we're reading pages 201 and 202 of the book Mastery. I'm still not feeling so well, but I'm trying to be. Yan. I'm going to read for you again. Listen up kasi I think the following topic is something that you can learn from it. Sana na wala pa akong masyado sa wisyo guys. I'm still not, in my best. Element. So, just inisipon din ako. So, the key is to be aware of this process and to encourage yourself to go as far as you can with your doubts and your workings and your strained efforts, knowing the value and purpose of the frustration and creative blocks you are facing. Think of yourself as your own Zen master. Such masters would often beat their pupils and deliberately lead them to points of maximum doubt and inner tension, knowing such moments often precede enlightenment. Among the thousands of stories of great insights and discoveries, perhaps the strangest one of all is that of Everest Galois or Galo. Wala na kayo. I don't know how to pronounce this name. A promising student of mathematics in France who in his teens revealed exceptional brilliance in algebra. So, sobrang talaga yung mga matatalino sa maths. Like, I adore them. I adore you. Kanina pala I met, someone. It's a kid actually. He is so lovely. I don't know what to do with him. So, yung name niya si Theo. Lapit siya sa akin ng lapit. I think, I really love children. Sometimes I'm saying that I hate them, but, when they are there, I really like this. Sobrang, malambing yung bata, and, he is so mabait. Like, I've noticed that the parents were teaching him it's always to give. Alam niyo yung batang parang pag inagawan tapos nagmamaktol a bit siya, hindi, parang nagmo-move on agad siya to the next. Pero medyo may times kasi sunod-sunod sa kanya, sunod sa kanya yung isang bata. So kinukuha yung mga laruan. Pupunta sa akin eh. Papatulo. So in 1831, at the age of 20, he became embroiled in a quarrel over a woman, which resulted in his being challenged to a duel. The night before the duel, certain he was going to die, Galois sat down and tried to summarize all of the ideas on algebraic equations that had been troubling him for several years. Suddenly, the ideas flowed, and even new ones came to him. He wrote all night at a feverish pitch. The next day, as he had foreseen, he died in the duel. But in the ensuing years, his notes were read and published, leading to a complete revolution in higher algebra. Some of his scribbled notes indicated directions in mathematics that were so far ahead of his time. It is hard to fathom where they came from. Again, things like this are insights from the heavens. When something, just and some ideas, some knowledge, some spark of interest. More like ideas, ganun. So this is somewhat extreme example, but the story reveals something elemental about the need for tension. The feeling that we have endless time to complete our work has an insidious and debilitating effect on our minds. Our attention and thoughts became diffused. Our lack of intensity makes it hard for the brain to jolt into a higher gear. The connections do not occur. For this purpose, you must always try to work with deadlines, whether real or manufactured. Faced with the slenderest amount of time to reach the end, the mind rises to the level you require. Ideas crowds upon one another. You don't have the luxury of feeling frustrated. Every day represents an intense challenge, and every morning you wake up with original ideas and associations to push you along. If you don't have such deadlines, manufacture them for yourself. The inventor Thomas Edison understood how much better he worked under pressure. He would deliberately talk to the press about an idea before it was ready. This would create some publicity and excitement in the public as to the possibilities of the proposed invention. If he dropped the ball or let too much time pass, his reputation would suffer, and so his mind would spark into high gear and would make it happen. In such cases, your mind is like the army that is now backed up against the sea or a mountain and cannot retreat. Sensing the proximity of death, it will fight harder than ever. So, di ba? Your mind, sometimes our mind really helps us. It kind of, I mean, it's doing its job to protect us. Ganon. So, thank it. Sometimes, as long as nasa tama kang pag-iisip, you know, when you're logical and when you know what's right from wrong, like you actually know, hindi lang yung feeling, you know, kasi maraming feelingera dyan. Feelingero. So when we arrive at the creative active phase in our, wait lang. This is the next topic, by the way. Emotional pitfalls. Okay? So when we arrive at the creative active phase in our career, we are confronted by new challenges that are not simply mental or intellectual. The work is more demanding. We are on our own and stakes are higher. Our work is now more public and highly scrutinized. We might have the most brilliant ideas and a mind capable of handling the greatest intellectual challenges, but if we are not careful, we will tumble into emotional pitfalls. We will grow insecure, overly anxious about people's opinions, or excessively self-confident, or we will be bored and lose a taste for the hard work that is always necessary. Once we fall in these traps, it is hard to extricate ourselves. We lose the necessary perspective to see where we have gone wrong. Better to be aware of these pitfalls in advance and never step into them. The following are the 6 most common pitfalls that threaten us along the way. So, makinig kayo. Ito na. I'm going to discuss the pitfalls. But I'm pretty sure I already, like me, myself, and I, we will be placed in this kind of situations. Even though, no matter how much you avoid it, kasi it's a part of life. I'm sorry guys, ganun talaga. You will experience sometimes the worst of the worst to be highly intellectual later on, or to know what is better for you, to know what is actually good for you in the long run. Soon, kapag natuto ka with your mistakes, okay? Kasi inevitable naman yun sometimes. Pero most of the time, kapag when you are guided accordingly, thoroughly, you know, naiiwasan yung mga ganito. So the first one is complacency. In childhood, the world seemed like an enchanted place. Okay? So, Hi guys, so we are just going to continue kasi I think I fell asleep last night. So I wasn't able to finish it and we are just going to continue this video. The next subtopic is double check ko lang. Baka mamali tayo. Ayan na. So, yan. Continuation to ng complacency. Now, from our mature viewpoint, we see this wonderment as naive, a quiet quality we have outgrown with our sophistication and vast experience of the real world. Such words as enchantment or wonder cause us to snicker, but imagine for an instant that the opposite is the case. The fact that life began on its own so many billion of years ago, that a conscious species such as ours ever came about and evolved into our present form, and we have visited the moon and come to understand vital laws of physics and so on. All of this should continually fill us with awe. Our skeptical, cynical attitudes can actually cut us off from so many interesting questions and from reality itself. After we pass through a rigorous apprenticeship and begin to flex our creative muscles, we cannot help but feel satisfaction in what we have learned and how far we have progressed. We naturally begin to take for granted certain ideas we have learned and developed. Slowly, we stop asking the same kinds of questions that plagued us earlier on. We already know the answers. We feel ever so superior. Unknown to ourselves, the mind slowly narrows and tightens as complacency creeps into the soul, and although we have achieved public acclaim for our past work, we stifle our own creativity and never get it back. Fight this downhill tendency as much as you can by upholding the value of active wonder. Constantly remind yourself of how little you truly know and how mysterious the world remains. The next one is conservatism. If you gain any kind of attention or success for your work in this phase, you face the greater danger of creeping conservatism. This danger comes in several forms. They begin to fall in love with the ideas and strategies that work for you in the past, why risk changing your style in midstream or adapting a new approach to your work? Better to stick to the tried and true. And so we're gonna, guys. Thank you guys for listening. I'll continue this later. Okay, I'll see you again.